But the adult is doing the work rather than just simply their voice getting louder, the consequence, the bribes, the sanctions getting more. That's a dreadful scenario. If we did it with our spouse, we would be we would be risking a divorce so quickly. And we're not even, like if we would never do this with a friend. How much less should we ever do it with somebody that we're responsible for caring for? We're hurting their feelings. We're wounding them. We're courting their defenses and so on. No, we mustn't go that way. We wouldn't do it with our beloved pets. Never mind, with our children. We just need to come back to our senses. Relationship is first and foremost, hence the title of the book, Hold On to Your Kids. Relationship is first and foremost. What are you to hold on to? A sense of connection. That is the sacred part. Find a way of doing your work inside that connection. When the connection is broken, restore it. When the connection is weak, strengthen it. Don't be in a hurry. You've got lots of time to parent. Retreat to where you can do your work, and then do your work in a way that respects the dignity of the child, that doesn't wound, and that comes, and that where your power is invisible. The child won't know why they feel like being good for you all of a sudden.
They're in love. They're in love. That's
They'll
why.
Have no idea that it is. And before that, their feelings were hurt, so they were defended, and they didn't want you. They say, "I hate you, mommy. You're a pizza face," and they're doing all of these things. And then suddenly they want to be good. Well, the same is true for us. Sometimes we want to be good for our partners. Why? That's when we're connected, when we feel, when we're depending on them, or we're the answer. It all stems from relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. So back to this idea of peer culture and all the myths around how we develop social capacity. There's this thing I see a lot on social media, this idea that kids, you can imagine how I feel about this, but that a kid needs to be teased and bullied and not go to the teacher in order to learn how to be strong. And I especially see this in terms of boys.
Oh, yeah, no tattletales.
Can you debunk this?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Kids need to work it out on their own. This is the worst kind of way of relating, that they need to work it out on their own. You'll have a Lord of the Flies scenario. The one with the most power will always win, and so on. No, that's, again, the idea that they need to learn. They need to learn to work it out on their own. And so it's all, when you start that learning is the primary paradigm, you bark up all the wrong trees. And so, no, it's not. Children are dependent for a reason. One of the most important interventions I did with my the boys were the youngest, was the invitation to depend upon me. Okay, you're both using the trampoline right now. They were 4 years apart, so you can imagine how it would work. I would say, it's only going to last for about 3 or 4 minutes, and you're going to run into trouble. Right now, I am just going to be around the corner. And when something isn't working for you, when you're frustrated, one of you, whoever remembers, call me. Daddy, it's not working for us now. Please help. So you invite to depend, to ask you for assistance. That would give me the invitation to come and say, okay, Braden, what were you wanting here? Say what you were wanting here. Sometimes we can't both get this way. Here, I have a suggestion. So I would model problem solving. Sometimes there was nothing left to do but have one's tears and so on. But all of this was done. But it all started with an invitation to depend. Because how else are you going to be able to take care of them? And the youngest, and so on. So it always was cascading care. The oldest of our sons was responsible for the youngest. Dad, can I have my friends over? Sure, but remember the rule is no shaming of Braden. He's 4 years younger. It's easy for people to make fun of him for not having the skills and so on. The minute he's put down or shamed, it means your friends go home. And then I would listen and hear the older brother lecture his friends. This is the deal. You're not going to put my brother down. You're not going to do this because our home is a shame-free environment. But I could only do that because the older brother loved his father so much. I had the invisible power to be able to take care of my young one. Everything works with this invisible power. No, but leaving them to their own devices is the worst possible thing we could do. And the school is based upon it because they don't have the resources to do anything else. They don't invite dependents. They can hardly get a recess, a bit of time off. And so, no, it just feeds into the Lord of the Flies scenario.
Yeah. I mean, and the subtle distinction I see here, and I'm trying not to use the words teach and learn.
Yes, good for you. Good for you.
I'm learning a lot myself right here, but I think, what you do when a child invites an adult to intervene, they're asking for support around how do I negotiate this situation? So instead of becoming someone who just asks for their boss for help whenever they have a problem with a colleague, they're actually learning how to deal with it themselves by asking to someone who knows better how to do it.
But that's secondary. The learning is secondary. The primary is that enables you to take care of them, all of them. Okay. And care is always primary because that's the whole purpose of it is that we take care, and that's our responsibility. If teachers even thought of it, oh my goodness, you have given me your child for now this to take care of them, they would think so differently. And all of the learning would unfold in that sense when the child feels taken care of. Let me give you just one illustration of one of my grandchildren. He's 10.